Dr. Kemi Health, it's March 5th, 2025. I haven't done a video in a week, and this is my first time talking to you really in March. And this video is very important. Today, I want to tell you about a very dangerous thing that's going on right now that you may not be aware of. It's very serious. It's about your hair. Those of you that braid your hair, those of you that use synthetic hair extensions, you need to move this video around. You need to make it viral. It needs to have 2-3 million views. This is very, very important because nobody's going to do this for you. First of all, let me explain something to you. In Nigeria, we don't have consumer reports. It was I that started consumer reports in 2012 when I went to Nigeria. I will give you reports about things that are critical that have to do with your health, wellness, and whatnot. The Nigerian media does not actually have segments in the news to tell you that something has been pulled off the market, recalled. They never do. Okay? In America, if you bring a box of bananas from South America and it's contaminated with salmonella or some kind of bacteria, okay, the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, will send a press release out to the media in America who will fill that information to the supermarkets and to the public. Because we've had people die from many things. Look at what happened in Canada. I was part of the PR team over there for the listeria that happened with Maple Leaf Foods, a company that makes sausage, salami, and all the luncheon meats. You can Google these things. They're online. Now, 20-something people died in that one. Today, I'm talking about hair extensions, braiding extensions. It is so disturbing. So let me get to the point. Number one. Consumer Reports is an advocacy group in America. It comprises of scientists, investigative journalists, and others. These group of people do independent advocacy and rate products. They review products, they review things, services, and all. This started in 1936. I believe that's the year my dad was born, and my dad would be like 90 or something. 1935, 1936. So if you don't know Consumer Reports, just type it in Google and Google it and read it on Wikipedia. Consumer Reports. This report came out in America, and I thought I should bring it to Africa because this is very serious. Hair extensions in America were tested, and Consumer Reports found carcinogens and lead in them. Guys, this is very serious. What is a carcinogen? Something that causes cancer. They found carcinogens inside synthetic hair extensions that people are using to braid their hair. A lot of black people in America are being urged to sign the petition now. The Consumer Reports nonprofit has started a petition that's going to the FDA. United States Food and Drug Administration, that's what NAFDAC is. And also the FDA in Ghana. Ghana calls this FDA too. Ours is NAFDAC. But this petition is going to the Food and Drug Administration of the United States, urging black people, black women, even white women that braid, to sign the petition because they found all these carcinogens and lead in the hair extensions coming from China. China does a lot of fraudulent things that I don't like. And it's not the country you're going to blame. It's the individual people and the individual companies. Darling was part of them. Sensational was part of them. Shake and Go was part of them. And Debut was also there. Those are all hair brands that are sold in Nigeria, in Africa, massively. Even Darling had their own branded company out of Nigeria. They call Darling Nigeria. My job here is not to mess up anybody's business or sales. My job is that these companies need to wake up and do exactly what I tell them on this video. If they don't do it, their companies are going to fold and they're going to lose a lot of business. Because what is going on in America right now, you'll be shocked. Let me tell you briefly. I've told you who Consumer Reports is, a whole bunch of scientists. What they found in these hair extensions, the synthetic hair extensions that you guys are using to braid, shocked people. A woman spoke out on NBC News, and she said she did braids for the first time. And she started getting dizzy a lot. She was getting sick. She vomited. She didn't know what it was, but she had just done her hair. You know, some people, when you do their braids and it's so tight, it takes a few days for it to loosen up because it'll be itching and it'll be hard. But that's not what she was getting. She was getting other things that were affecting her brain, like vomiting and sickness and all that. So what this lady did was she took off the braids, and she felt better after. The hair was tested, and they found lead inside the hair. They found methylene chloride, benzene, and naphthalene. Guys, wake up. These are called VOCs. Lead alone can cause a lot of problems for life. I'm not even going to tell you. Go and Google lead poisoning. You're going to read it yourself. Go and Google lead poisoning and know how it can ruin your brain and other parts of your body. Those of you braiding hair for your children, synthetic hair, your little girls, children are not even supposed to be exposed to any form of lead. Now we're incorporating lead into our children, into our people, our women. Fertility issues, you won't be able to conceive. VOC stands for volatile organic compounds. If you put naphthalene and benzene in synthetic hair, if that person is near fire, they can burn faster with that hair on their head. Flammable stuff. Volatile organic compounds. I studied pharmacy. I'm a clinical drug scientist, and I studied organic chemistry. Just read lead poison alone, and you know what I'm talking about. Shake and Go, Darling, Debut, and all the people that are selling hair to us in Nigeria. Everybody needs to start testing their hair and finding out what they're giving them to sell to Africans. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, is looking at the American side. The petition is being signed massively by black women in America. That's because America is a modern country. All the news stations are talking about it. No one is talking about it in Nigeria, not even NAFDAC. NAFDAC will talk about it in the year 2040. They usually talk 15 years after I've told you something. Like I told you about carbide. I told you about hypo and bleach and everything, detergent in fufu, cubes of cooking in people's butts and all. Wake up, people.